BBC News with Annabelle Tiffin and Roger Johnson.
Good evening, welcome to North West Tonight with Annabelle Tiffin
and Roger Johnson. Our top story.
Fears of an outbreak of bird flu at a large Lancashire poultry farm.
And join me later on North West Tonight when I'll be talking about Mr. Tumble and how he will be entertaining the children at the Manchester International Festival. Join me later.
Now, here's a star to children throughout the land. Justin Fletcher, also known as Mr. Tumble from TV, is now rubbing shoulders with the likes of Bjork, Damon Albarn and Charlotte Rampling at the Manchester International Festival. It's an eclectic mix.
You never thought you'd say that, did you, in a sentence? Well, this weekend, Justin's star creation, Mr. Tumble, of course, is coming to the Opera House. The stage show will involve a Makaton signing choir with 400 school children from Greater Manchester. Ino Eretor has been to see rehearsals.
Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and...
He can sing, he can sign, he's got some very groovy dance steps, and he's very silly. But children just absolutely love him.
We're having lots of fun here today with all of our friends.
I think he's really, really funny. I like how he helps children with the Makaton. He was very funny and silly. I liked it because he was making us laugh all the time.
Justin Fletcher is the reigning king of children's comedy on television. And they just can't get enough of Mr. Tumble and his clumsy clowning antics.
He comes from my love of slapstick comedy. You know, I was a big fan of Laurel and Hardy, you know, Ollie and Stan, in the silent comedy days, and Chaplin and Keaton.
Hiya, everyone!
The comedian isn't just trying to make children laugh. He uses Makaton sign and symbol language in his performances to aid their development.
We picked Makaton because it's a nice, simple signing system. You know, very simple, one word sometimes. You know, if a child wants to have go to the toilet or have a biscuit. Sometimes it relieves frustration when a child can't vocalise. We have letters daily saying, you know, my child has spoken for the first time after watching the programme. Wow, it doesn't get any better than that.
And now he's bringing the show from the small screen to the stage for the Manchester International Festival with the help of 400 kids from 10 schools in Greater Manchester.
It's my first show in the festival, which is great, and we'll see the young Mr. Tumble. The most exciting thing for me is we have a live signing choir. So we're going to use children from the community and schools from around the area who are going to come and help us.
Ino Eretor, BBC North West Tonight in Manchester.
Now, the Icelandic pop princess Bjork played to a sold-out crowd at the Castlefield Bowl at the weekend as part of the Manchester International Festival. Over the next few days, the German painter Gerhard Richter will collaborate with the Estonian composer Avro Pärt at the Whitworth Art Gallery.
But the festival isn't just about international artists. 3 of the 18 original commissions are led by artists from the Northwest, as Ino Eretor has been finding out.
From contemporary ballet and culinary theatre...
This way! Come on!
...to a classical piece with a big orchestra. They are 3 different high-energy shows with 3 very different disciplines. But all 3 of them have one thing in common. They are all based on books.
Tree of Codes is a piece with visual art, music and dance, basically, a kind of an amazing collaboration between 3 artists who've created this thing from a book by Jonathan Safran Foer called Tree of Codes.
Stockport-born Wayne McGregor choreographs Tree of Codes at the Opera House in Manchester in collaboration with 2 other artists.
What was really amazing was you can't really see where one art form starts and where the other one finishes. It was really exciting to put it in front of an audience for the first time because you never know, right? That moment when you have to put it in front of 2,000 people is a really scary one.
Over at Bridgewater Hall on Saturday, an occult-obsessed oratorio written by a young Liverpool composer premiered. The new work, in collaboration with the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra, was inspired by John Gray's book with a very long title.
It took about a year to kind of hone in what parts of the story that I wanted to actually explore. You hear fragments of things and you get a sense that this might be good. And as you start to kind of delve into the project, different ideas start to present themselves.
We're going down the rabbit hole. This way! Come on!
But the most surreal production of all 3 shows is High Tea in Wonderland. Deep inside the Manchester Museum, a Manchester-based chef creates a Carolesque dining experience based on the eclectic tales of Alice in Wonderland.
So much of her experience comes from having food that eat me, the drink me, the shrinking, the growing, the way she's transported into another world. It's a food experience, but we also want it to be visual and oral and feel a little bit like you're being transported into another world.
But organisers want to keep the tea party as a surprise. Ino Erito, BBC North West Tonight in Manchester.
Very diverse, all of it. And you can find out more about what is going on at the festival. You can go online at bbc.co.uk/MIF.
Thanks for watching. Have a lovely evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.